up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are on East Coast Way because there is a new 313 article. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's still in production, but there is a new rush hour article. So yeah, it's about creating timetables. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. Change mode 2, Rush Hour, creating 24-hour timetables. We welcome back Joe Burgess and Michael Alexander, associate designers here at Dovetail, who have previously taken part in articles focusing on Reset of Dresden, Hamburg, Lübeck, and yeah. Today we talked to them about how they create 24-hour timetables. Why are timetables so important for the upcoming rush hour expansion? Joe: timetables in general are what requires for trains to move. It's how we tell the simulation to get the trains moving. Without a timetable, we wouldn't have any scenarios, and we wouldn't even have a train sitting at the station. The timetable tells them exactly where to be and where to go. With the timetable, everything is there. You can pick and go. All of the AI is there. It runs 24 hours, so you don't have to go back to the menu if you don't want to. You can finish, get out of the train, go somewhere else, or stick with a particular train all day like a real driver would. Joe: Boston Station is between multiple lines, not just the Northeast Corridor using the timetables. Additional AI traffic around the Boston Station area is being added to represent traffic from all the lines that the Northeast Corridor meets up with before entering the main station. We have extra rail vehicles added to Reset of Dresden. This has allowed us to implement more services without having to enable multiple dependencies on other DLCs. And for the London to Brighton, this is traditionally a busy route. On most other railways, the service frequency increases during the peak hours to cope with the extra demand. London to Brighton is different. The line runs at maximum capacity all day, meaning it should be busy throughout the day, not just at rush hour. I'm currently working on this timetable and exploring ways to represent how they cope with this demand during rush hour. How long does it typically take to create a timetable for our routes? Michael: it depends on how many locomotives we are providing with the pack and how much traffic there is going to be. For a route like Glasgow, that took us 3 weeks. It was a relatively straightforward service pattern. If we compare to London to Brighton, this has required nearly 3 months of time, which is significantly longer than normal. This is because of the volume of services, but also these services are more complex. Joe: a 4-carriage train will connect to another to make 8 carriages. They decide to split them halfway through the day and make them go and connect with other trains. To work that out in the game and in planning took a lot of time. Another example is the number of locomotives we have for Reset of Dresden, which means there are a lot of services to include into the base game. We have had to accumulate all of the services and find out where all of the trains are going all the time. Sometimes it could be very straightforward, where other times it could be incredibly complex. What is your favorite thing about authoring the timetables? Michael: my favorite bit is after you've spent so long simulating the timetable and you have your fingers crossed that everything works. Seeing that there is no failure or late trains, there's sort of yes, I've finally done it feeling. And it's all coming together. Joe: my favorite bit is watching the playback tool. which is like a town top-down map. Just watching all of the services move around. I love that. I like seeing it all busy and actually moving. It's so cool because we spend weeks researching and implementing, and we don't really see much. When we see it at the end, all that work has led up to it, and it's so much fun to see. What does authoring a timetable look like? Is it in a spreadsheet or something else? Michael: all planning is done in a spreadsheet. We take the data that's from the source we use, which could be from the train operator's website. For example, we get all of the data into the spreadsheet so we can see it visually, and we can track where all of the trains are going. Authoring, we use UE4's visual scripting, which looks a bit like a flow chart. If we were using a different engine, you would see piles of code, which would make me nervous when I look at that. UE4's visual scripting is really useful. We've built service patterns as if we were building a flow chart, whatever it is. Joe: I am a very visual learner, and it makes it perfect for me. It makes it much less daunting. It's so easy as we could click and drag one node to another. It really helps to speed up our process. Do you work from real timetables, and are the timetables we create similar? Michael: we try to be as authentic as possible during the planning stage. We collect our information and try to make it as accurate as possible. If there are gaps that we need to fill in, such as depot moves or light locomotive moves, we will try to put them in as reasonably as possible. Joe: as it's a simulation and we do have a couple of limitations. The main one is it's 24 hours. It's not a whole day. It's a looping 24 hours. At the end of the day, we have to make sure everything is back in the same place. We also can't go past midnight. I've tried, the game gets very confused. Michael: I remember the first time I worked on a timetable, and I remember my boss at the time telling me every timetable has a Cinderella effect, and that everything we have placed on that route at midnight has to be there at the end of the day. Which do you enjoy most, researching the service patterns or putting them into the game? Michael: I like researching the timetables mostly because other routes we've done previously I've had little knowledge about before starting the project. I'm learning new things almost every day about all of these different places. Some of the logistics of how their timetables work are regionalized. I know a lot of timetables in the US where each company will have slightly different ways with how they go about moving their stock around. Joe: I like putting them into the game. I like seeing the numbers of services going up. I always see a smile on my face when we compile the timetables and it goes into the hundreds. I love seeing busy timetables. I've always loved busy routes. I'm having so much fun with Rush Hour because this is the perfect add-on for me. We are both looking forward to the end product and seeing it all running. How do you enter train times, and what do they do to the train? Michael: each formation assigned, so the locomotives, wagons, multiple units, etc., is then assigned a service if we take Dresden as an example, you have your formation, which is the train which then runs a service, which is S1. You then build up each station stop and load/unload task for each of its stations. It then carries on until the end. Oh. Uh-oh. I lost it. That's my bad. Okay, hold up. Let me get back to it. I know we're at the bottom somewhere, basically. Come on, let's go. We're at the bottom somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Unload task for each of its stations. It then carries on until the end, which is your service pattern done. The start time for those services is authorized by us. So we put them in manually, going from what the spreadsheet says. We then run a simulation that runs the game faster, we can play it. This simulation works out the timings for each of the stops for us. In between the start time of the services, it starts in the following one. Joe, from London to Brighton, I've had to do each intermediate station time myself, based on the actual timetable. That is because of all the coupling and uncoupling on Gatwick Express. If a train goes to Brighton and couples up to a train that's running ahead of it, which they do, I've got to make sure the first train gets there first, and then the second train arrives to couple up. I have to keep the times very accurate to achieve this. You've mentioned how you have seen the community playing what you have created. What does it feel like seeing people enjoy your work? Michael and Joe. It's amazing. Joe. Both of us watch streamers play in our free time, and seeing people enjoy the game is great. I like to see how other people play to help pinpoint what people enjoy most and where we can improve. We take on board community feedback and make changes for the better where we can. We are making the game for them after all. Once again, we thank Joe and Michael for their time and insight. Don't forget to stay updated with the stream schedule and look out for Michael joining the Railfan TV team soon, where he will be going more in depth and demonstrating how timetables are made for Trains Tomorrow 2. Screenshots and images display, yeah, work in progress, yada. So yeah, that's the new Rush Hour timetable. I'm expecting a King Creek release date tomorrow, and once that is here, I will let you guys know what the date is. But yeah, we're gonna wait till it arrives at Louise, and we're gonna get off there. So yeah, like I said, the 377, which is the one we're riding on right now, is going to be included in Brighton Mainline. So yeah, I'll show you the 377 flyby. Hang on. Nope. Hang on. Here's a 377. It will not have Louise and all those. Well, it might, but I'm not sure. But it's definitely gonna have new destination boards and stuff. So here's the 377. Yeah, it's gonna be used by Southern. And yeah, so that is the 377. 387's gonna look kind of similar, except it'll be red and it'll have Gatwick Express livery and stuff like that. But yeah, I believe we're about to arrive in Louise in a few minutes, so let's kick back and enjoy the little bit of scenery. So yeah, maybe talk about some features. Some features I believe that are going to be included are maybe like ticket checks, maybe. Also, the Class 150 has been confirmed for the West Cornwall local. So yeah. So yeah. Hang on. What I believe also, it might be like a little bit of guard stuff. New like people for AI are coming into the game as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what the rush hour is going to bring us new. All I know is that it's a new game mode. It's a very new game mode. It's going to bring a lot of improvements, stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, we're about to arrive in Louise. Sorry I haven't been posting often. I will be back starting to upload very soon. I'll post another video today. Then I'll post some tomorrow and stuff like that. So I'll be doing 2 uploads starting tomorrow per day. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So yeah, it's gonna take me a while to do all that. It's pretty hard work doing double uploads a day, but I'll do it. We're just coming in. Oh, are we gonna couple up to this 377 here? I don't think so. I think we are. Are we? Are we? No, we're not. Alright. Yeah, training. Oh, there goes a 377. So, yeah. We are now in Louise. And yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. If you do, you'll become part of the awesome squad and first 1,000 subscribers club. If you don't want to miss out on any future uploads, make sure to ring that notification bell in order to be notified of a future upload. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.